Hey guys, I wanted to come on here for a minute and kind of give a little bit more about my firstborn child. The one that I told you guys has that muscle disorder. So, I'm at the store right now. I thought I'd do this before I went in and didn't have time to do it because I really been wanting to do it. And I'm gonna have another book read session too, coming out soon too as well. Okay, so, their trunk's open. I hate that. Somebody told her. Good. Okay, so as I told you guys, so my firstborn, I was with her father, but I had found out I was pregnant 2 months after we had broken up because he had cheated on me. We were together for like 5 years. So we broke up, found out I was pregnant. He went one time to the doctor's appointment, and then even when she was born, he came around a little bit, okay? So all of this that I'm going to tell you occurred with my second child's father because I was with him when she was born. He told me, we'll stay together, she'll be mine, and still to this day, that's her daddy. She knows that's not her dad, but she calls him daddy. So, I want to talk about, like, from that appointment that I had. So I was doing nails at the nail salon, and my grandmother and my aunts worked there, so I had family around me a lot. It was just, I think nobody really understood how to comfort me because they didn't understand what was going on either. And I think in the beginning, a lot of people thought that I did something that made her, made this happen to her. And there was nothing that I did. I had a genetics test done, an amniocentesis done, and then they told us it was not a genetic disorder. It was a fluke thing. One in every 3,000 births, it happens, and there's over 300 different types of it. Okay, well, at the time, though, when I found this out that something was wrong with her, nobody knew what it was, but arthrogryposis was one of those things on that list. So we reached out to a family, a member of our family that is a physical therapist, something like that, works with a neurologist, something like that. So we reached out to him to kind of get a gist of what those names of these disorders they were giving me. I didn't understand none of them, but I got what we got the gist of was that it was something to do with her muscles and her bones, and that was about it. Like I said, they tried to get me to have an abortion. I went ahead. I went to have her. I went in for an appointment because towards the end, of course, I was high risk because of what was going on, and I also had preeclampsia. So I was being monitored every other day, and at one point, I remember it was like I went 3 days in a row because I had some problems with my blood pressure. So they were keeping a close eye on her, but she never had any issues. It was always me. There was never any concern for her health, up to the point of when I hit 8 months and I went to one of my monitoring sessions, and they were like, they told me that my blood pressure was just like so high that they didn't want to chance her, getting hurt or anything in there, because her heartbeat has been so strong. They just don't want to put any strain on her, being that her body was in the condition it is. Now, the way she was showing in the ultrasound was like, so her head was back, and they thought her head was fused to the back of her, like the back of her head right here was fused to the back of her back. That's what they thought, but I don't know. I just had a feeling she was really curled up. Every time I would sit there and just like think about it, that's how I would see her, just like really curled up in a ball. And they also saw that her leg was like, you know, curved all the way up, and they really thought she had trisomy 18. And that one, whoa, when I looked that up, that was when my mind started really going. And it wasn't like in a bad way, though. It was more like my mind was kind of going, like giving myself scenarios like, are you going to be able to do this, you know? I don't even think, are you going to be able to do this? Like, how are we going to do this? Because I never questioned it. It was the weirdest thing. I don't know. I never questioned that I wouldn't be able to take care of her. I just knew that whatever was wrong with her, like, that's how it was meant to be. And I just stuck with that. And I don't think I really knew, you know, like for sure. But I just stuck with my faith that I got this and I can get through this. So basically this is talking about like being pregnant, you know, and then leading up to when I had her. So like I said, I went in for monitoring and I had just hit 8 months, like exactly on the dot. Okay, so I was due April the 10th of 2010. Okay, so I went in on March 10th, and within like 4 hours she was here. And she came out, she cried. It took a second, but oh yeah, and then when they took her out, I remember hearing them counting and going, wow, they just couldn't believe. And they're like, wow, and 2 knots. At the very end, I heard the nurse say, look, and once she was able to unravel it all, she goes, there's 2 knots in it. And she showed me, and it's just amazing. It's a miracle that my baby was getting the proper nutrition, because it's hard. Sometimes they have to go in and undo those knots because the baby's not able to get the proper nutrition it needs. And my baby just, I don't know, God just had her, and she just knew. She's like, I'm supposed to come in this way. This is how I'm supposed to come in, so that it doesn't matter. So let me think. Okay, after I had her, I remember, you know, everybody was coming up to the hospital and they were asking me questions, and I couldn't answer nobody's questions. And it started to really piss me off. I started to get really upset. And I started breaking down. Sorry, I'm gonna cry, guys. I just remember this so vividly. I remember everybody's asking me, so what's up with her? What? I don't even know. You know, I didn't know. And then I wasn't even able to see her until the next day, guys. It was bad. Like, they said she was like crying a lot because her body was hurting her. And then it made me feel bad. Like, were they right? Should I have done what they were saying I should have done? You know? But something just kept telling me no. Like, you did the right thing, T. It's just something that you're just gonna have to go through. And it was also hard too because, you know, I was with my new guy, and then her real father, you know, I'm trying to get him involved, but it was like pulling hair. And then, you know, the guy I was with at the time was like, why are you trying to pull hair? Like, why are you even caring? If he has no care, why are you caring, you know? And he was right. But I kept fighting it because I couldn't understand how somebody couldn't care as much as I did. So the first time I got to see her, you know, so I didn't even get to see her first. My family did, because I had a C-section and I had to sit there and, get some of the numbness off. And I'm gonna leave this. I have like 3 more minutes to go left on my phone, and then I will continue this video. So there will be a continuation from this video. So it went. Everybody was showing me pictures, and I just didn't understand. I didn't understand. I don't know how to explain it. I didn't understand what it was, okay? But I knew that was my baby regardless, right? So it was just like, I acted like nothing. I honestly got upset the few times that I did, but I think everybody couldn't understand how I was just, I think it's because I didn't know how to process what was going on. And I never truly processed it. I never did until, just recently, when I started getting clean and shit. So, when I rolled in, because I had to go in a wheelchair course, I rolled in, and I remember rolling up to it and seeing everybody else's babies, and then seeing my baby, and everybody was just, I don't know, I just treated her like she was normal. I don't know how to explain it, guys. There's no words for it. And the nurses were like, wow, I just can't believe how you just, but something just kept telling me, like, there's a reason for this, and you may not know it now, but there's a reason. And just being all the shit that I went through, I couldn't understand. I couldn't understand why did I deserve that? That's how I used to think. But now I know that I got given the biggest gift anybody could have ever gotten. And I would stand behind that no matter what. And all of those doctors can kiss my big fat white ass. Okay. But I'm going to continue this off from the moment that I first laid eyes on her, okay? I'll talk more about that and the things that were being told to me and all of that kind of stuff. As I'm cleaning off my tears. I'm sorry, guys. I've been wanting to do this for a very, very long time, and everybody's been telling me, T, you just talk about your story so openly. You should really, share it with the world, because I know there's a lot of moms out there that have gone through this, and it's rough because nobody knows what to tell you, and it's all about you. And your fight and what you feel you have in you. And I just knew the whole time that I had it in me. I knew it. Whether I got on drugs and fucked up for a while or not, I still always took care of my babies. I never got my babies taken from me. I'm a good mom. And I just hope somebody gets something from this. I love you guys. Bye.